Hey guys, welcome back. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the channel. Today guys, I want to talk about a super important matter, a super huge matter that is going on in Clash of Clans right now, at least at the higher level gameplay right now, and really just a huge matter that has been affecting Clash of Clans immensely. Now this is the mass attacks, or also known as spam attacks. Now this is basically using like an entire army of just one troop basically, or almost an entire army of one troop, such as bowlers, miners, and sometimes even Valkyries. Now the reason why this is such an issue is because it's just being used everywhere. Seriously, all you see, every single attack at Town Hall 11 is just 25 bowlers, or 40 miners, something crazy like that. And this has really caused people to just quit the game, get bored of the game, think the game is dying and stuff like that. So today guys, I'm going to give my insight, my 5 reasons why I personally think that spamming troops, that these mass bowler, mass miner, mass Valkyrie armies, and these strategies themselves have gotten so popular and why they are so overpowered. Now in the part 2 video, I will talk about the solutions that I think, my top 5 solutions that I think will help fix these spam attacks, are these mass bowler, mass miner, mass Valkyrie attacks, because obviously you can't just give an issue without giving a solution. So the part 2 video will come out in a few days, or maybe even tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And let's get into this one. So the first reason why I think the mass troops are just becoming so commonly used is because of the simplicity. Now before, when you wanted to 3-star max Town Hall 10, or you wanted to 3-star max Town Hall 11, something like that, you'd have to use hours of planning. You'd have to specifically plan out your queen walk. I know some people even use like protractors on their screens. They use a whole bunch of mathematics, whole bunch of things, plan for hours and hours so that they can get 3 stars. Seriously, like they have to calculate exactly which block the queen would go on a queen walk, and will the Valkyrie go here, will the P.E.K.K.A. do the stuff like that. And that really was quite intense, and it really made the game a bit interesting. It made 3-starring so difficult, because really not many players were willing to put in that amount of time, and really rewarded the players that wanted to give a ton of time. But nowadays, with these huge mass bowler, mass miner, mass Valkyrie attacks, they are quite simple. All you have to do is just spam down a whole bunch of troops. As long as you have good spell placement and a little bit of luck, you will 3-star. And this is really just not how Clash of Clans has intended the game to go. So really, I think this simplicity is the first reason why the mass troop attacks have become so common. Now the second reason why I think they've become so common is because of the time. Now if you guys remember, a few updates ago, Clash of Clans made it so that there was actually 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock instead of 3 minutes, and this changed the game. This really allowed players to need as much time as they need to get those 3 stars and stuff like that. But then all of a sudden, when Town Hall 11 came out and a couple updates, they ended up switching it back to 3 minutes. Now this is just completely insane. A Town Hall 11 using a hybrid attack, which is, to quote some of the Supercell employees, maybe I'll put the clip right now of actually the Supercell employee, what he said.
We've actually been super excited to see how the meta has been developing in terms of the highest level of attacks. We've been absolutely loving seeing hybrid army strategies, kill squads, go Laloon, go Ho. We really like some Go Ho fans. That's great. We really like this sort of two-phased attack, where you have one small set of your troops that goes up and sets the stage, prepares the village, and your main force comes in and knocks the rest of it down. We want to not only promote that, but add new twists, new challenges to that sort of gameplay with Town Hall 11.
So yeah, they're basically saying they want hybrid attacks. They want all these, crazy 2-3, type of attacks where, use a kill squad and stuff like that. But taking out that extra 30 seconds really just does not allow for that. Now, a Town Hall 11 has an immense amount of structures on it. I think somewhere in the 90s or 80s, at least in the 80s, maybe even in the 90s, of just amount of structures. And with only 180 seconds to take down every single structure, is just not plausible. And this makes it for that those mass attacks become so popular because you just spam down a whole bunch of troops and their really time is never really an issue. You could 3-star max out 11 in a minute and a half if you really, wanted to. Just posing so much of a problem, and these hybrid attacks such as like a huge queen walk and stuff like that would take a minute, sometimes even like if you want a 3-star fully maxed out on 11 with all the planning, it might even take like a minute and 20, minute 30 seconds, and simply with only 3 minutes on the clock, that is just not possible these days, and that's really posing an issue for Clash of Clans. So the third reason why I think these mass attacks are becoming so overpowered is because of the Grand Warden. Now, Clash with Us has said something very similar to this, that his clan actually thought this, and I could not agree more, that seriously the mass attacks are just so overpowered due to the Grand Warden's, the way the Grand Warden works. And the Grand Warden uses an aura, this healing aura thing that actually buffs all the troops within the radius of it, and a mass attack, you can have every single troop, your entire army within this aura, basically making it so the Grand Warden can affect all your troops, help all your troops, which is just a smart idea. Now, obviously, doing a hybrid attack, doing like a kill squad, a 2-part thing, your Grand Warden would not have as much effect instead of a spam attack that could just have your entire army within the, like when the Grand Warden uses ability, it can affect every single troop on the entire map. But in a hybrid attack, it really can't do that, making it so that, the spam attacks are just becoming so overpowered and so popular. Now, the fourth reason why I think that the spam attacks are becoming so popular is because of the Eagle Artillery. Now, hear me out, guys. I know the Eagle Artillery was actually made to stop these mass attacks and make it so that you need like a kill squad to get to it. But think about it like this, in a hybrid attack, at least on a really good Town Hall 11 base, the Eagle Artillery isn't just going to be sitting on the outside of the walls. It's going to be very centralized, meaning that you're going to need just a ton of troops, at least half your army, to get to it and take it out, meaning that you simply would not have enough troops to take out the rest of the base. And look at it like this. On a hybrid attack, the Eagle Artillery will have a huge effect on the attack. It can get, seriously, if it's not taken out early, it could get 5, 6, 7, 8 shots done on it. And that really poses an issue when, if it can do 6, 7, 8 attacks, then it's just doing so much extra damage. But in a spam attack, it actually does much less damage, because a spam attack using the Grand Warden's ability, the Eagle Artillery will only get 1, at tops 2 good shots off at the troops, meaning that it will have much less effect, making the spam attacks a much better option instead of weird 3-star hybrid attacks that would end up having the Eagle Artillery do more, which really is actually the opposite of what Clash of Clans intended with the Eagle Artillery. The Eagle Artillery was meant to, stop these huge spam attacks, to take out, do a ton of damage to one spot. But if you're using 50 not 50 bowlers, but if you're using like 25 bowlers spread out across, like not half a base, but maybe like this compartment here, just spread out that much, the Eagle Artillery really won't do much with the spells and stuff like that. The Eagle Artillery bits will get taken out very quickly, and it will allow for the Eagle Artillery to do less damage and the troops to get in and get 3 stars. Now, my final thing why I think spam attacks are just so popular. Now, this is a thing that's been around the game for seriously, since day one, and it's not really a thing that could be changed, but it's simply the spell nature. Now, as you can see in this attack, Town Hall 3, he is using mass miners on actually a Town Hall 9. He's attacking his opposite. That goes to show the matchup. But look at this heal. This heal covers every single miner, nearly every single miner of his entire army. But using a hybrid attack, spells might only take out, or only might cover and buff like a small amount of the troops, meaning that the spells themselves, obviously if you can use one rage spell and cover, your entire army of bowlers or miners or something, that's obviously a much better decision than if you can use, a hybrid attack and it'll only cover half or even a third of your army. Now, those are really the 5 reasons why I think that mass attacks are just becoming so popular. Just to recap here, number 1, the simplicity of the attacks. They're just so easy, they don't need much planning whatsoever. and they're just easy to do. Number 2, the time on the clock. Seriously, 3 minutes is not enough time for a Town Hall 11 to use a hybrid attack and get 3 stars. It's just completely illogical for that to happen. Number 3, the Grand Warden, and the mechanics of the Grand Warden with its aura, wanting to keep every single troop within that aura, really causes these mass attacks to become so overpowered. Number 4, the Eagle Artillery itself. Obviously, if the faster you can get to it with these mass attacks, the better. So a mass attack would be much smarter than just a hybrid attack, making the mass attacks, the spam attacks, so much more common. And lastly, the dispel nature within itself. Like, look at this here. This is actually an attack by Daniel. This heal spell is going to cover every single Hog Rider here, but it's not going to cover any bowlers. It's not going to cover anything else. So using that kill squad, the heal spell actually did not have as much effect as it could have had if he just used, you know, like all Valkyries or something, because then the heal spell could cover the entire Valkyrie army. So you guys, that is basically it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, guys. Comment down below. I want to hear your opinions on this. If you guys enjoyed the video and you think that, you know, Clash of Clans needs to see it, you know, share the video with your friends, show these to your friends, you know, share the video on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you want. I'd really appreciate it. And I guess that is basically it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And as always, peace out. And as always, Clash on.